Let's blow this rocket straight into the stratosphere because AI6Z is making believers richer and funeral homes nervous. Yes, you heard me right. Crypto Gains says it could explode from the grave and rise all the way to $2, maybe $3, which means if you snooze on this degenerate darling, you'll be polishing my space yacht instead of sailing your own. But we'll come back to that rogue rocket fuel in just a hot crypto second. Plus all the molten fire altcoins and Bitcoin sorcery you'll need to trade your Uber ride for a Bugatti. Now hold on to your seed phrase, because I'm Jordan Mutha-luvin Bullfort, baby. Today I drank the entire internet, snorted every tweet, licked the DeFi off my mouse pad, and ran all that sweet, spicy crypto alchemy through my AI-enhanced, caffeine-dripping, 6-screen MegaTrader terminal of doom. What did it spit out? Just pure alpha, piped straight to your little financial soul. I'm talking Bitcoin predictions juicier than a mango in Miami, altcoin whispering so potent they'll make your MetaMask sweat, and the DEEjen picks so wildly profitable, I had to digitize myself just to survive their success. Speaking of financial boomsticks, let's talk about the latest sizzling hot mess of global economics. Paul Barron wrangled Stephen McClurg, the Wall Street whisperer from Canary Capital, and what did he say? Rate cuts in May. That's right. Sleepy old Uncle Sam is expected to lower rates and give your portfolio the adrenaline shot it's been begging for. Interest rates dropping means altcoins could be dancing naked in green candles. Meanwhile, war drums over Taiwan echo through Coin Bureau's corner of the internet like a doomsday remix, but more on that death jazz later. We're gonna rip into today's greatest gladiators of gains. Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, Solana, Ethereum, AI6Z, Mine AI, ALI, and Bells. These are the coins that matter today, not your uncle's meme coin. These are your financial escape pods if the fiat mothership crashes. Imagine this. I'm lying on the deck of my crypto yacht, the Liquidator, with a martini in one hand and a Dow-funded carbon fiber tablet in the other. Suddenly, my buddy Rico, he's lived in 7 tax havens and doesn't believe in birth certificates, leans over and says, "Bro, did you hedge against the tariff triggers from China?" I'm like, "Tariffs? Bro, I hedged with Litecoin at $90 in XRP when it was still in SEC daycare. Did it work? You bet sweet Satoshis it did." As McClurg said on Paul Barron Network, these bad boys aren't just safe. XRP and Litecoin are ETF bound, baby. The government's regulatory tap dance has waltzed these altcoins right into Wall Street's champagne bucket. Now let's bang the table on altcoins. This is where it gets wetter than a Lambo ride through a DeFi monsoon. Litecoin and XRP are the institutional darlings of the moment. On Paul Barron Network, McClurg confirmed they've got a regulatory edge thick enough to slice through red tape like butter on a Solana validator. We're talking about these two, right now, likely candidates for spot ETF approval, especially in a world begging for real utility and compliance. Litecoin ain't dead. Nope. It's the gray-bearded silver to Bitcoin's gold, and with ETF focus sniffing around it, the moment McClurg sees a May rate cut, it might just rip. Now XRP, oh, sweet Ripple. This pup's got more legal mileage than your cousin's 97 Honda Civic, but now that it's punching in the ETF weight class, Goldilocks just slipped into boxing gloves. You think XRP can't climb? When ETFs hit, you better believe Coinbase is gonna look like Walmart on a Black Friday morning. Now buckle up and bring out the big heads because Solana is cooking with explosive flamenco energy. On Crypto Banter, they're screaming that it's hitting breakout signals with a resistance level at $134. And here's the kicker. Solana isn't just fast, it's Formula One on blockchain. Forget Ethereum gas fees melting your wallet. Solana is running decentralized apps like a Netflix binge. Fast, smooth, and with all the juicy content. Ethereum, yes, the OG of smart contracts, is also eyeing a target at 1700. Crypto Banter laid it out plain as day. Trend lines and RSI indicators are screaming buy me now or cry later. Compared to new boys like Ailey or Bells, Ethereum is the grandfather who owns half the town. Does it still dominate? Absolutely. But get this. During tight liquidity cycles, Benjamin Cowan says Ethereum and the little guys bleed while Bitcoin takes the crown like Julius flipping Caesar. And that brings me to Ethereum's little cousin who isn't so little anymore, AI6Z. Now this is DEEjen crack. According to Crypto Gains, this savage was down 119 grand in his portfolio, still said, "Nah fam, I ain't selling." And now get this, he's looking at a rebound to $2 or even $3. That's not just retail optimism, that's DEEjen prophecy. Necessity may be the mother of invention, but in crypto, insanity is the father of profit. And don't forget about Bells and ALE, relatively newer plays, but with strong DEEjen believers behind them too. All these tokens are part of that volatile playground where you can either double your money or lose it quicker than a cold storage wallet in a house fire. Now hold up, tap your veins, and let's switch gears to macro, because this is where the thunder rumbles. Benjamin Cowan, Mr. Dominance himself, said Bitcoin dominance is headed towards 66%. Say what? Yeah, Bitcoin's that clingy X who keeps winning, this time because the Fed's policies have altcoins starving for liquidity. Risk-off mode, baby. You better believe the smart money is roller skating back to Bitcoin right now. Quantitative tightening makes altcoins about as popular as asking for mayo on sushi. Meanwhile, Savvy Finance brings the big brain energy. Lawrence Leopard explains how tariffs could nuke the global economy again. Want doom season? Tariffs plus credit card debt plus government overspending, shocks kaboom. Unless you're hugging Bitcoin like it's a life raft on the Titanic. Market outlook? Strap in. Solana's going for a $134 breakout. Ethereum? Eyes locked on 1700 with RSI glowing like a crypto casino floor. Bitcoin got support dancing between 82 and 84,000, while resistance chills at 88. These numbers aren't guesses, they're gospel from crypto banter. You play that range clean, you're funding your own generational wealth documentary by Memorial Day. And speaking of wealth documentaries, here's a little war story. 2017, Bali, I'm waking up covered in whiteboards and half-eaten dragon fruit. My mate Stacks, real name no joke, convinced a local yoga retreat to tokenize their juice bar. Did it work? Nope. Rugged, harder than a carpet salesman at a flea market. But we learned something. DEEjen rules aren't learned, they're felt. You gotta bleed a little before you bag your 10x. Let's swerve into Conspiracy Alley. You think this whole China-Taiwan tension's random? No. It's a smokescreen for big money to pump gold, drop altcoins, and sweep Bitcoin on the cheap. Coin Bureau said altcoins will suffer, and he ain't wrong. But guess what? DEEjens live on suffering. We treat fear like seasoning, makes every trade spicier. Speaking of spices, let's Dean sauce up these DEEjen picks. AI6Z, the man from Crypto Gains, swears on his NFT eggshell art. He's so deep in this one, it's not even a pick. It's a lifestyle. Then there's Mine AI. Yeah, AI meets gaming, say less. It's like if GTA and Midjourney had a baby and made it a coin. Huge potential. Want a Bullfort hack nobody's talking about? Get a secondary wallet and fill it with nothing but DEEjen dirt. Your AI6Zs, your bells, your Bet AI tokens. Forget passwords. Tattoo the seed phrase in Latin on your forearm. When it's moon o'clock, you won't even need MetaMask. You'll just flex. All right, my party pirates, if you're still here, then it's time for our super yacht recap before we cannonball into the lightning round. We've got rate cuts in sight for May. Altcoins love that. XRP and Litecoin ETF whispers, regulatory glory. Solana aiming at 134. Ethereum targeting 1700. Bitcoin bouncing off 82K, preparing for the next bull blitzkrieg. Lightning round, baby, where I share what I'm doing so you don't just watch the waves, you ride them beside me. First, buy Bitcoin at 82,000 on the bounce. Ride that sucker up near 88 for a safe bag secure. Solana, load heavy under 130, wait for 134. Ethereum, hammer it into the mid-1700s, then let it rest. And if you've got the stomach and a superiority complex, AI6Z. It's a $2 to $3 beast waiting for its leash off. Go small, but dream big. But wait, I need to talk directly to my basement-dwelling Viking warriors out there. You, wearing that hoodie from 2014, sipping Monster on a 3-screen setup with mom shouting, "Dinner's ready." You are the future of finance. You're minting history with every token flip. Remember, Wall Street suits will retire bored. You, my friend, will retire legendary. One last thing before we sail into the moonset. F the suits. Yeah. The mahogany desk fossils still worship gold bars and fax machines. They wouldn't know blockchain from a back alley blackjack table, but we do, and we're eating their lunch one candle at a time. Smash that subscribe like it insulted your grandma's cooking. Drop into the comments what coin you're riding to Valhalla, and remember, this isn't just finance. This is the Jordan Bullfort Show. And in this casino of chaos, we don't just trade, we create legends. Stay frothy, stay risky, and above all, stay wolfish. Jordan Bullfort, over and digital out.